if you're looking for the next golf tournament that you should participate in because it is the greatest cause, you're going to want to hear about this amazing golf tournament that we're going to talk about today, the 3rd Annual Warriors for Freedom and Military Order of the Purple Heart Golf Invitational at Cleveland Heights Golf Course in Lakeland. Joining us today to talk about this event is Lakeland Commissioner Don Selvage and Mike Mason, who is the commander of the Military of the Order of the Purple Heart, Chapter 535.
That's correct.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So the 3rd Annual, this has been going on for a couple of years. Tell me a little bit about this.
One of our citizens of Lakeland, Yadira Holmes, whose brother is a spokesperson for Warriors for Freedom. And her brother Ed lost a leg in Iraq. And so he is a spokesperson, and he came to talk to us in Lakeland a few years ago, and we came up with the idea, why not help the organization by having an annual golf tournament? So Ed shows up every year and plays golf with us, and so we're very pleased to have had it go on now for 3 years.
Wonderful. And when you guys decided to do this event, what was the participation like in the first year?
Decent, I would say. We had about 100 golfers, and
right.
Yeah, and we expect a lot more this time. We're really cranking it up, and we've got an event coordinator that's going to be taking care of that and doing some really hard work for it. So.
Great.
As you know, golf tournaments are a lot here in Polk County, and so it's hard to get your name on the calendars, and so I think perseverance is important. We need to do it every year, and every year the word gets out. This year we've hired somebody to help us, and so we're hopeful that it'll grow into a pretty significant tournament at Cleveland Heights.
Great. So of the golfers that turn out, they come from countywide, I would imagine, correct?
Yes.
And are we looking at veterans that are golfing, or are we looking at businessmen that are golfing? What was your field like just last year?
Well, it's a pretty eclectic group, certainly veterans. As a veteran myself, a Marine, we try to organize service teams. So if there are Marines out there that want to join my team, let me know. The Army shows up, the Navy, and even the Air Force. But a lot of veteran supporters. And Polk County has a lot of those, Jane. There are just a lot of people who support veterans, and they support the cause. So it's a pretty good group, male and female, old and young, good golfers, and then not so good golfers.
Right. Well, I know that Dante Batilla is your golf pro at Cleveland Heights, and let's talk a little bit about the golf course that we're going to be playing on this year. What a beautiful selection to do a golf tournament. For our viewers who may or may not have been to Cleveland Heights Golf Course, it's absolutely gorgeous. And was there a reason that you selected that golf course over another golf course?
You know, I don't really think there was a reason other than we knew Dante, and it's just a beautiful course out there. And I don't know whether, Don, if you put us together with Dante or Yadira.
Yeah, both. We talked to the Heights.
Yeah.
That clubhouse is just a great place to hold a function. This is, Jane, this is more of a party than a golf tournament. So it's a celebration of those who serve our country. And so the Heights gives us a reasonable deal. The prices are very competitive for this. And it's a good place, central location, and that led us to go with the Heights. And they've been good to us for 2 years, so we're going to go with them a 3rd year.
And I think one of the highlights, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is the golf ball.
Yeah.
It's it's the Polk County Purple Heart golf ball that is given to every player. So it's yeah, they take a lot of pride in walking home with that.
It's become a collector's item, and we shouldn't forget that Polk County is the first county in the state to become an official Purple Heart county. And just last year, thanks largely to Mike's efforts and the Military Order of the Purple Heart, we erected a Purple Heart monument in Veterans Park in Lakeland, which is a beautiful monument with a Purple Heart on it. And so there are over 60,000 veterans that reside here in Polk County. Many of them earned the Purple Heart, like the gentleman to my right. And so we just think this is a great cause.
Yes, I agree. You know, when I think about doing any kind of event in honor of military, active, inactive veteran, wherever they're at. I think about the number of people that want to support this event. Tell me some ways that we can support this event if we're not a golfer.
One of the ways that you can help out is become a sponsor. You can go to the website, which is polkwarriorgolf.com, and you can register on there. And you know, we have whole sponsors. We have tons of different ways that you can do it. Just go to the website, pick one.
Great, and golfers can also register there, I believe.
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
It's interesting, Jane, that the first 2 years it's been easier to get sponsors than golfers.
Right.
Because so many people want to support golfers. Say, well, I don't play golf, or I can't get that day off. And so we've gotten sponsors, but we're looking for golfers as well, golfers and sponsors.
Well, you know, one of the things we haven't said is what the date is of this event. And it's actually on a Friday, November the 7th. And it's a 1 o'clock shotgun start. But let's talk a little bit about that day. We get there at about 11:30 in the morning, register, and from there kind of walk us through what goes on, Mike, for that morning.
Well, I'd have to say that once you get registered and you know, start to mill around before everybody leaves, we have Major Ed Polito, who's the gentleman Don mentioned earlier, gives one of the most passionate speeches. And to see him up on the balcony speaking to all the golfers down below, I mean, it's heartwarming. I mean, he's very emotional, and he lays it out, and he's got the golfers to the point where they almost want to go out and attack the golf course.
Right.
So it's like you've got to, you just get chills down your spine listening to him.
As I always tell people, freedom is not free. You'll get to hear a little bit about my story later, but what I wanted you to think about today as you go out and play is understand that in the United States of America, the freedom that we are given each and every day is given to us by those defenders of freedom. Those individuals that are in harm's way to take care of us. And whether you're on one political aisle or the other, at the end of the day, the men and women in uniform take an oath to the United States of America to defend it. And that's what I took an oath on when I was hit by this roadside bomb. It would change my life forever, but one thing was clear. In the United States of America, we don't give up. What we do is we get out of that bed and quit grieving, and we get up and we succeed.
And then this year we're going to have a lot of the cadets from Summerlin Academy out there assisting with things. So I think it's going to be better than anyone we've had so far.
The other thing, Jane, that this is, Friday kicks off what we call Veterans Week celebrations. The next day, we have our Veterans Ceremony in Lakeland, and other places around the county will have their Veterans Day ceremony Saturday. Monday is the Marine Corps birthday. You probably didn't know that, but
Not.
November the 10th. And then Tuesday is Veterans Day. And Tuesday, Veterans Day, there'll be tributes to veterans all over the county. And so every year we've tried to make this week as a focus on veterans. And the golf tournament kicks it off for the week.
What a great kickoff celebration that is. So let's talk about what the benefit is. Military Order of the Purple Heart and Warriors for Freedom. You know, the event is titled for those organizations. Are they the benefit of this golf tournament? And then how are those funds spent from the golf tournament?
This year it's going to be a little different. We're going to add the, you know, repairing some of the statues and memorials that are in disrepair at Veterans Park. So we're going to go down there, and Don?
The Henry Mills Medal of Honor or Medal of Honor statue in Lakeland's Veterans Park pays tribute to the only person born in Polk County to receive the Medal of Honor. He's from Fort Meade. Henry Mills received it during World War II. He's got a beautiful memorial there, and it's in need of repair. So some of the money will be dedicated to that effort. And then the rest of it?
Then the rest is going to be split between Warriors for Freedom and Military Order of the Purple Heart, which both are out there to help veterans. Us, we kind of wanted to, Warriors for Freedom covers the whole nation. With us, we're Chapter 535, and we just take care of Polk County veterans. So, you know, anybody, I shouldn't say we only take care of Polk County, but that's going to be our focus. If somebody's traveling through and they need some help, we'll help them out. But we like to keep some of the benefit some of the funds within the county to help our veterans, because we have needs. We get phone calls daily, and we do our best to help them along with other organizations that we work with.
Now, Warriors for Freedom helps families of warriors who've been killed in action. They help with scholarships. They help families visit wounded warriors. So it's a national organization, as Mike said. And so part of the funds will go directly to them. But half of the funding will stay right here in Polk County.
Wonderful, and we certainly have that need for those funds to be in our county for our veterans and our services that go out here. You know, Mike, talk a little bit about some of the veteran services that are countywide that maybe our viewers don't know are happening.
Well, you know, what we do in our office in Bartow is help veterans, their spouses, or their spouses' families. But if the problem is like we don't get all the veterans in. There's a lot of benefits that they're not aware of. So we try to do outreach, go out in the community and let them know what's available to them. You know, we can help them with educational, health benefits, death benefits, things of that nature. And a lot of them will come in and they could have had benefits for the last 10 or 20 years, but they never investigated, never looked into it. So what we do as far as veteran services, we try to get out there, talk to the groups. Everybody, you've got a veteran in your family, you've got one living down the street from you, next door to you. We just need to get information out to them and tell them to come in, see us, and see what we can do for them.
Now, at this golf tournament, will there be information available to those about the services that our county offers? And then, so that may be a really good location to play golf, hang out with some men and women that strongly support our services, and then also get that needed information that they could take home to their families or friends or loved ones that may need those services that they're not familiar with.
Correct.
Wonderful.
And we've done this this is our 3rd year of doing it, so.
Wonderful. Well, gentlemen, it has been wonderful to talk to you about this event. 3rd annual, that's great. It means it's going strong. The third year of an event is a big year for events. It just always is, and I am excited for you that this is taking place. When I think about a golf tournament, and Commissioner Selvage mentioned, you know, you get more sponsors than you get golfers. We really want golfers at this event, right? And so I would love for you to just talk to the golfers that are watching right now and share with them why they need to be at this event.
Well, handicaps are not important. I don't care if you shoot to a 20 or a 2. This is a fellowship event. And what we want are people to go out there. There'll be some wounded warriors out there, not just Ed, but others. And so just come out and say thanks to them. But most of all, we're very efficient. We started at 1 o'clock. We'll get you out of there by 6 with a meal and the awards. And so it's a Friday to kick off the veteran celebrations, and I think that is a pretty good tonic for just about anybody.
Absolutely. Right. Mike, would you like to add anything to the importance of coming out to this golf tournament today?
I think it'll mean more to the people when they show up. If you come to this one time, you'll be back. That's how important it is.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today on Polk Place. Commissioner Don Selvage, thank you. And Mike Mason, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We hope to see you at the 3rd annual Warriors for Freedom and Military Order of the Purple Heart Golf Invitational on November 7th at Cleveland Heights Golf Course. It's a shotgun start that begins with registration at 11:30. The shotgun is at 1 p.m. and the event takes place at Cleveland Heights Golf Course at 2900 Buckingham Avenue in Lakeland. For more information on this event, to be a sponsor, a golfer, or just a participant, you can visit polkwarriorgolf.com, or you can contact the event coordinator at 863-293-2700.